to revise Developing the Leader Within You. Wrote it in 91. They said, John, it's been 25 years, could you revise it? I said, I can. I'd be glad to. In the contract, it said I had to revise 15% of the book. So I got the book and I hadn't read it for a while. I got the book and I started reading it, and I got discouraged very quickly. I thought, this book's not very good. Who wrote this? Oh my gosh, I gotta change that. There's something better than that I know now. And I started revising. And when I finished Developing the Leader Within You, I revised 87% of the book. 87%. In fact, it's now called Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. Now watch this. You say, John, what happened? Let me show you what happened. When I wrote the book 25 years ago, the book and I were on the same page. But let me ask you a question. What have I been doing the last 25 years? I've been learning, growing, developing, getting better, getting more experience, doing more leadership, understanding leadership better. 25 years later, I'm here. This is where I'm living now. The book is down here. We're not on the same page anymore. I have to go back, revise it, get on the same page with it again. My father's 97. He'll be 98 in November. He worked full time up until he was 95. We were talking the other day at lunch, and he's 97. Hang on, he's 97. And he said, John, I'm so excited. He said, I've been thinking about this last few days I've been thinking about this. He said, I think my greatest days are still ahead of me. He's 97. He's 97. My greatest days are still ahead of me. My dad is going to live until he dies and not get the two confused. There's a whole bunch of people, they're already dead. They just haven't made it official yet. You're so good. Let me give you another one. You're so good. You're such a great audience. You must be taking this oil. Number 5, live in today, but think about tomorrow. Leader shifting is the ability to be present now, but as you're present now, you're completely focused still on where you're going. So you're present now, you're living today, but you're thinking about tomorrow. And the reason that's important is because it's fast forward. It's fast, it's forward. Tomorrow's going to be much quicker than it is today. And so the only person that's going to thrive tomorrow is the person that's already thinking about tomorrow. You see, this is a fact. The future has a way of arriving unannounced. All of a sudden we say, wow, it's here. So we're living in today, but we're thinking forward. Several years ago, my agents and I, we went to New York and we were going to talk to the top 5 publishers about a new contract on books. So we gathered at a hotel the night before we were going to make our presentations and had a kind of a strategy meeting, good meeting. When it was over, they all went to the rooms, and over in the corner of the lobby, there was a kind of a secluded place, and I thought, I want to go over and think. So I went over there and I got to thinking. And I asked myself this question. I said, okay, tomorrow when I meet with these 5 different publishing companies, what are they going to ask me? If I was the CEO of Random House, what would I ask me? What questions would I ask me? And I got to thinking about it, and at that time I'd written, I don't know, maybe 35 or 40 books. And I said, I think if I was going to give me a new contract, I think the question I'd ask me is, John, do you have any more books in you? Or have you run out of gas? I mean, it'd be a terrible thing to give a guy a contract he didn't have any more books in him. So, what am I doing? I'm thinking about tomorrow. And I started to write down all the books I still wanted to write. And I got me a list of 13 of them. In about 30 minutes, I want to write that book. I want to write that book. Oh, yes, I want to write that one down too. And so I put that little piece of paper in my pocket. The next morning, we're at Random House. The CEO said, John, we've already looked at your stuff. He said, we're very interested in you. But he said, I have a question that keeps haunting me. He said, you've written almost 40 books. He said, do you have any more books in you? I smiled and said, could I have a few minutes? He said, yes, and I stood up. And I said, let me tell you about the books I want to write. The next book I want to write is this one. And I started talking about it, and I talked about that for 2 or 3 minutes. I said, oh no, really, there's another book I'd rather write than that one. Let me tell you about this book. And I started talking about it. I said, this is going to be so good. I don't know why I haven't written it yet, but I want to talk to you about that. Oh, well, you know what? Maybe this is the next book. What do you think? I'd like to write this book. And I go, 20 minutes later, I've gotten through 7 books. And he looks at me, he says, okay, we got it. We got it. Downboard. He says, we'll buy your contract out. We want you. Live in today, but be thinking about tomorrow. If you're a leader, you're thinking about tomorrow. If you're a manager, you're thinking about today. One last thought. I've got 55 seconds. What I do today won't qualify for success tomorrow. That's huge. What I'm doing right now won't make me successful tomorrow. So whatever my best is now, best is for now, better is for tomorrow. Whatever my best is now. In fact, for the last hour and a half before I came out, I was just in the green room and I was just going through thoughts and things I could teach you. And I kept asking myself, how can I serve you? How can I add value to you? Because I admire who you are. I admire what you have done. I incredibly admire this foundation, things you're doing. I mean, let me just stop here for a moment. Do you realize what a great company you are in? Do you understand that? Do you understand? Remember earlier when I was talking about the law of the lid, and you know what I'm saying? Can I tell you, when you got bad leadership in your company, you can't grow, you can't develop, you can't grow. But let me tell you something about young living. You got a high lid here. You can keep growing, you can keep going, you can go as high as you want to go. It's your call. It's your call, but let me just say this in closing. I'm talking about leader shifting. I'm talking about being agile and flexible and quick and fast. Listen to me carefully. No matter how good you are now, to have a future in this business, you got to be better tomorrow. You can't rest on the best. You have got to keep improving. So when I'm finished, I've given you my best. I'm about to walk off this stage. But can I tell you something? Tomorrow, I've got to get better. I've got to improve. I can't live off of yesterday. When opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. That's why we want to keep growing and keep developing right now. So I close with this. 25 years. Congratulations. That's an amazing accomplishment. But I believe that's just the foundation of who you're going to be and what you're going to do for the next 25 years. God bless you. God bless you. God bless young living. Beautiful, beautiful person, beautiful husband. God bless you. Thank you, young lady. Thank you very much.